Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to my channel and my simulator. It's the 18th of May 2025. Got a short week here leading into a long 4-day weekend. Pretty excited about that. I got a buddy coming into town and we're gonna play a whole bunch of golf. Not in here. Some of it'll be in here. Most of it'll be outdoors. But let's see what's next on the docket. There, Joe Legowski's league just dropped off because I just played it. DJPerr's 2-foot Gimme league. Let's see what the vitals are. Gimmes are obviously at 2 feet. That's the name of the league. 6,500 yard tees, Saturday pins. Your green firmness is going to be normal with a stimp of 11. 11 is your typical stimp here on old GS Pro, even though you can choose from an array of stimps. Usually people choose 11. Sometimes 12 if they're really wanting to make somebody's life difficult. Likewise, your fairways are, your firmness of your fairway, is normal. Your wind's calm, and your tournament's at 689 feet, which ain't much, but that's going to be roughly 1% further distance than sea level. Let's load it up. We are loaded up here at Ravines Golf Club. It's a 383 yard par 4. We've got a smidge of wind. Beautiful looking course so far, but I could see all of this swaying grass really taking its toll on a certain somebody's graphics card. Let's get the show on the road. At this altitude, we hit driver, a properly hit drive is going to go about 240 or so yards. We've got a little bit of wind. And I'm struggling here in the simulator to hit my drive straight. I'm not sure what it is. But that's what's going on. All right, we might be on the green stuff. Hell, we might even be on the fairway. Oops, spoke too soon. GS Pro loves to take people's greens in regulation away from them. All right, not a great way to start the round out, but we will, you know, conquer and overcome, or whatever the hell the saying is. Let's see, we got some green to play with. Ball's going to want to come out a little left. Let's just aim center mass of this green. Pretty thin. We might still roll up. No dice. No Dyson. No Dyson vacuum. What do we got here? 32. Let's hit this pitching wedge. Try to avoid those high lofted clubs around the green like this. I'm not skilled enough. And there's your first glimpse of that tiny little putting circle there. I kind of wish you could go smaller than 2 feet. Maybe they changed it. I don't think they did. But that certainly has something to do with the lower scores you tend to shoot in the simulator. Because every single one of us has missed a 6-inch putt. Okay, this one is going to be almost 12 feet here. Doesn't look like it, but we're going uphill. Not quite. Number 2 is a 337 yard par 4. Looks kind of dangerous up here. Let's try to land the ball over here. there's that ugly slice again. We'll try to correct that over the course of the round, but what we can control right now is hitting out of this bunker. It's going to play about 150 yards plus the penalty out of the bunker. So I'd say let's hit a 7-iron and see if we can't sneak it up there. It's going to want to go a little left. And when GS Pro says something is going to go left or right out of a bunker, your best option is to heed that advice. Correct club, we're just barely not on the green here. Let's go ahead and putt this one up. Actually, I don't want to putt it up. What do we got going on here? It's pretty flat, little niner. Choke way down on the pitching wedge here. Honestly, that wasn't bad. That'll leave you a very makeable putt. You'd rather it was in the circle, but it's not. Excuse me. I'm drinking a soda over here, so I'm burpy. 175 yards with a little bit of a headwind. We do have a bit of green to play with. Let's go a bit short. I'm thinking 7-iron. And let's try to keep it out of these bunkers here. There we go, baby. We're all set. All right, that being said, we are on the Jersey Shore here, but we're ready to party. Ball's gonna come out pretty flat, and we know it's gonna roll. Assuming we put it in front of the pin, it's gonna wanna roll to the left. Or it's just not gonna do anything at all. What kind of penalty did we take there? 25% penalty. That kind of explains the piss poor, very short shot there. And we know this ball's gonna roll real hard to the left. This is an exploratory effort at 31 feet. Let's just get it over there. Or just hit it right into the hole. Whatever's clever. Saved par there on a super long putt right after I got done talking smack. Let's see if we can hit a straight drive here. Little fader's fine, but the strong slice is getting a little bit old, if I'm being honest. Especially when I barely did that all weekend. Probably blocked out here. We'll see what we can do, if we can punch or we just need to take our medicine. It looks like we just need to take our medicine. I cannot hit a straight drive here. We can punch out. Little 120-yard punch. This stuff's deep. Need a little bit of loft, but not too much. Yada, 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 right? That was not a punch shot, but we should be near the fairway. That got a lot more loft than I thought it would. Alrighty. 209 yards, that's not happening. Well, it might. That's just kind of out of range for something, for a green that small. Let's go do this 160 guy here, 7-iron. And then have a much better approach shot to the green. Get the old lobby lob wedge out. I'm not sure at what distance you're supposed to start thinking about a bump and run. I am not that skilled of a golfer yet. We can't see anything, but we do want to give ourselves the best chance we can here for the ball to roll toward the hole. That was poorly struck, but we're on the green for a long putt for par. Let's just get it over there. Pretty good chance of taking a bogey here. 55 feet plus 12, 67, 68 feet here. It's got to travel. That almost went in the hole, if you can believe that. That was absolutely nuts. I can't hit a straight drive, but I can sink a 70-foot putt. I don't know. Let's see what we can do here. Coming over the top, that's what's causing your slice. Let's really see what we can do to take this slice out here. Okay. I'd say Murphy's Law kind of was enacted there by the golf gods. It was wanting to go somewhere and didn't. It was only offline by 11 yards, and now we're in trouble. So let's just get out of here. Let's take our medicine again, waste another stinking shot we don't need to waste, and get back on the fairway. Thanks to an errant tree branch here. That was not enough. What did we take out of there? 20%? All right, what can we do here to reduce the bleeding? We're gonna have to lay up on a par 4 after 2 shots, which is not ideal, but that is my unexamined life there. Little 8-iron. I was trying to draw it over there, but apparently I don't know how to draw a shot. I just know what Flying Fat Kids told me to do, and it didn't work. I tried to come in to out, and it just didn't do anything. I did come in to out, but it literally didn't do crap. Okay, deep rough. We're probably going to take 20 to 25% penalty here on power, so we need to hit about a 100-yard shot here. Raw distance on that was 105, and yeah, we lost 20%. Seven yards here, right off the fringe. You can see you're on the green or you're in the rough pretty much. Not my favorite situation, but you got to find a way to make things difficult for the better players, I guess. Roll in the cup. That broke right before the cup. That stinks. Okay, that's a double bogey. That one was well earned. Let's continue the quest to put a ball relatively straight. What we're going to do is the same thing we did last time. Really put that back foot back and See if we can stop some of that over the top from occurring. Okay, that's got a bit of a slice to it. And we're gonna be in no man's land here. We just didn't get enough on it. Better though. Only 20 yards offline. Only 20 yards offline, what a great deal. $158 to the pin. We certainly got some green to play with. Let's hit a 7-iron here. It's gonna want to come a little to the right. Let's do that, there we go. That was fatter than hell. Maybe we can get up on the short stuff. No, we cannot. Wasn't a bad shot, just didn't work out. 23, we got to fly this a little bit. Let's see what we can do with the pitching wedge here. Oh, that came in hot. Stop. Okay, it was downhill. $11-footer here. I don't know how much it's going to break over 11 feet, but it wants to break. You don't hardly have to touch it at all. Oh! Where is that ball going? So close. So close. Okay, now we're putting uphill. Little stump the dummy here. Oh, thought that was gonna sit on there for a double. We got out of there though, we're good. All right, we're playing bogey golf here. Bogey golf will get you a 90. Bogey golf will get you a 90, sir. Okay, let's see if we can bust out some semblance of a drive here. That's a little bit better, a little fader there. Oh yeah, baby, that's how it's done. Right off the sweet spot. Leaving us 98 yards here on the 7th. We've got a tiny bit of green to play with. 98 yards. Let's hit the sand wedge, the 54 degree here. Get right. All right, that was probably too much club, but here we are. Here we are, folks. Let's try to get a smidge aloft here. I've pulled out the gap wedge. Roll into that cup. Ah! Okay. 175 on this par 3. The pin position's okay. We need to be fairly accurate, which really isn't my forte. Not at this stage in my golf career, but let's see if we can get zeroed in on that pin. It's downhill. I'm gonna go with my trusty 7. Get left. Get left. That was the right club. We're about pin high, but we're over a little bit, pushed it a little bit. Should be able to get out of here with a par. Let's try to put it in the cup though. These greens are very undulating. You can see we go uphill and then we go downhill, then we go uphill. It's like a marble run or something. 20 feet of feel. Let's see if we can get this in the cup. So close. Left us with a little shorty. It's okay to 2-putt greens. You don't need to make every single putt. All right, 490 yard par 5. You can see we have danger close. I'm gonna drive one right up the gut here because that's what I wanna do. Right up the gut. We really don't have any wind. Let's just do what we can here. Let's just do what we can, folks. All right, I think we're up near the water under a bunch of trees. And this qualifies as, can we get out of here? What do we have here? Oh boy. Okay, what do we have here? Come here, ball. What did we do there? So we came over the top with an open club face, which apparently makes your it apparently makes your drive go almost 50 yards offline. Hell, I don't know, folks. I'm not a smart man. Okay. That was a poor shot selection. Let's drop the ball here and see if we can just continue to blow up our scorecard, because I'm not going to take a sim drop. I don't feel like this is a situation where you would. But we're having a real rough time here. That ball had some backspin on it, if you'll believe that. Okay, no, we just landed on a hill. So basically I'm talking out of my ass as usual. What do we got? 178 to the pin. We're in some stuff. Let's hit a 6. It's probably gonna go high based on the lie here. And probably in the sand. $19 out of the sand. It's going to want to come out left. And when it says it's going to come out left, it's going to come out left. We must have lost 25% on that, I'd say. Yeah. It's hard because you don't want to hit over the green out of the bunker, because then, right, in this particular case, you're in another bunker. So you just got to be judicious. Best thing to do would be not to hit in the bunker at all. But that choice was ripped out of our hands. We're having a rough hole here. Luckily, this is a par 5. Get in the hole. Yeah, broke right before the hole. What'd we take there? Youch. Triple. Let's not do too many more of them, huh? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? You have to be extremely accurate with this launch monitor / GS Pro combo, or you will slice to hell. Let's see here. Let's see what we can do. I don't want to hit the trees again. I already did that. several holes ago, it didn't pay off. There was no payout. All right. I wish I could take that one back. Still out to in. I don't know. Okay, what do we got to do to fix the damage here? That is that the most gigantic animal I have ever seen? Can we go into free look here? Free flight mode. That thing is huge. Oh, I forgot how free flight works. Is it WASD? Oh, how does it work? I can't remember. I don't know if it works during tournament play. Is it WASD? No, no, no. Okay, nothing's working. So let's exit free flight mode. I will research that later. Just kidding, I'll totally forget like I do everything else. 207 yards out of the rough. Okay, not quite 207 yards, but we couldn't reasonably expect to hit it that far anyway. 191 to the pin. We got to quit hemorrhaging strokes here. 70. Let's hit the 6er, the 76er. Bounce right. Degree. 16 yards. Get in that little circle. 2-foot gimmies are rough, man. But they're also more realistic. All right, do we get another chance? Let's see if we can hit a drive here. The driver is the main stroke adder, I would say, at this point for this round. Yeah, it's crazy. Was hitting these lovely drives at the golf course this morning. Same stance, same everything, and they're just slicing like mad mamba jambas here. We unfortunately are gonna need to take our medicine and just get out of here. This stuff's deep and nasty here. Okay. How's my driving? 47. 47. What do we got here? 40, 47. Roll up there. What are we looking at? Like a 24, 25 footer. Not a ton of brake. We are Taking another bogey here thanks to the tee shot. No tee shot here. We just got to hit 138. 138. Ooh, 10 under par, huh? That is cray-cray, girlfriend. 130. Let's call this 130. We got a slight tailwind. We got some green to play with. I'm going to hit a 9-iron. A 9-iron. Whoa there, ball. Where are you headed? How was that a 9-iron, boy? Must have been that tailwind. It's flat, 14. Get in the cup. That was just the 9 again. I guess they're called bump and runs. All right, the quest for a straight drive continues here on the 13th. Say it like you mean it. Let's make it damn impossible to come over the top here. And then do it anyway. We still did. That's so crazy. Bounce out of that crap. That is so crazy. We still came over the top. Dude, my left foot is back. My back foot is back like 12 inches off the line. That is absolutely nuts that this is even like possible. We're downhill. Let's try to hit this like 143, 145-ish. 8-iron, I'd say. It wants us to use a 7, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. Park. Even clubbed down and it didn't seem to work. All right, this pin is cut on the side of a hill. Or at least it looks like it is. Yeah, we're down 7 inches over 20 feet. 7 inches over 20 feet. We're really gonna have to dribble this over. I don't quite know what it's gonna do. The break gets more prevalent the closer to the hole we get. But let's hit a little 13-footer here or so. I mean, I don't think I could have done much more there. So based on where the hole's cut, we're playing stump the dummy here, pasa tiempo style. Let's get this guy up the hill. Let's just hit it straight up the hill. We got a lot of ground to cover though. All right. Wish that could have been a different outcome, but here we are. This is a 600-yard par 5. Botching our drive will have severe consequences here. Let's see what else we can do to not come over the top other than basically standing at a 90-degree angle to the ball. Because nothing else seems to work here. Let's move it more toward the middle of the stance, put this back foot back. There we go. Nope, same result, just slightly over the top. the long stuff. Let's get out of here. This makes 0 sense to me. How that was 47 yards offline, I honest to God will never know. Let's see here. We're probably going to lose 20 to 25%, so we gotta wall up this ball. We gotta wall up the ball here. Wall up the ball. Ball walloped successfully. That was a 5-iron. You can see our raw carry was 176 and we got a 125 out of it. So we lost 50 yards. 20% cost us 50 yards, which right, to be fair, we kind of knew that was going to happen. It's quite predictable at this point. We know that deep rough's a 20 to 25% penalty. Let's go ahead and get this near the green if we can. Grab the, oops, I'm going to grab my 4-iron while I knock everything off my little desk here. Not bad. We got 208 carry out of that 4-iron. 38. What do we want to do here? What do we want to do here? I'm just going to hit my pitching wedge like I always do, and we'll get over it. I'd say that shot's something to be proud of. We're relatively close to the pin. We're not playing stump the dummy on the green here. We need about 15 or 16 feet. Which that was not enough. But we're in the circle. All right, we're well into double digits over par here. If I was playing this poorly and hitting drives this poorly on the real golf course, I would certainly be in worse shape than I am here. Okay, the ball does go straight, it turns out. Straight in the wrong direction. Which I find it very odd. Like that shot somehow created no spin at all. Well, barely any. Anyway, sorry. Sometimes this really fires me up how you just cannot do anything right here in the eyes of GS Pro. I mean, that's still out to end somehow. 6 hybrid. I know when I watch my videos and I gripe about the tracking in GS Pro the whole time, I don't like it, so I would assume you guys don't either. I'm gonna launch this out of here. 80. What club am I holding? Don't go in whatever that is. Is that water? Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. All right, what did we lose out of there? 22%. Raw carry was 198. Is what it is. Let's play some golf. All right, deep rough again, so we know we're gonna lose 25%. I would say that's a good shot considering the crap that you would have been hitting out of in real life there. I wouldn't even have hit out of that in real life, to be honest. All right, we need to hit about 11 feet here. Oh no. HLA was just enough off to miss that putt. You guys, those are just mental mistakes. You got to try to keep those to a minimum. Let's just putt this in here. Boop. Will that go in? Okay, what is that, a triple? That stinks, folks. Verbal distraction, 350 here, I'd say, to the pin. Obviously, we're not doing that. Let's hit another big old nasty slice here. A little fadey thing. How far off? Yeah, we were 40 yards off. I wouldn't say that was a fade. That was a slice. Okay. What do we got? A hundo? Probably got some tree trouble. We're gonna lose, I don't know, let's call it 10% out of here, so we need to probably hit the P wedge. Nice and easy here. That was a little too far somehow. What did we lose? We lost 8%, and the P wedge went, its advertised distance, even with a 10% loss, 8% loss. .23 downhill. Let's keep the pitching wedge. Slow up, baby. Ten-footer for par. Oh, come on. That rolled right over the hole. That rolled right over the edge of the hole. On any planet in the solar system, that would have fallen. And you're like, probably not. I'm gonna actually say that would have fallen. Let's say 7-iron here, 162. It's gonna play about, I don't know, 160. Let's take a 7. Let's take a 7. Get left, baby. All right, we're like 9 yards from the pin. 32 feet, good break. Let's just get it over there. We're uphill, but for some reason we don't have any little beads. Were we actually uphill? Four, 5. Don't trust my line. There we go. For Parski. All right, wrapping up the course here. Yet another chance for us to try the old driver, which humorously I cannot hit it without a slice. It either goes hard left or it slices right about 40 yards. Let's put the ball more in the middle of the stance, get this foot back real far. Nice wide stance here, and let's see what happens. Okay, that kind of worked. That kind of looks like a fade. Of course, it won't be on the fairway because you can't have your cake and eat it too. But strangely, it's on the toe side of the sweet spot, the heel side of the sweet spot here. It's over the top still somehow, which I will never understand. And it had what looks like a normal amount of spin. I don't know. I simply don't know. All right, out of the rough, we're gonna lose something. Let's hit the old 4-iron, nice and crisp, and see if we can get near the pin. It might be pin high, but it is too far to the right. I've pushed it, but we're all right. It's a par 5. Out of the rough here, 35 feet. We're gonna lose, I don't know, what did it say, 8%? Now roll your little butt up there. Alrighty, what do we got here? This is for birdie. We could finish out with a birdie here. That's probably too much break, especially with my little HLA issue. This needs to be about 18 feet. It does not even look close to that far away, but we left her short. We left her short. Birdie attempt left short there. We should be fine for par here, provided I don't hit this at a 90-degree angle. All right. All right. There's your scorecard. No birdies, a handful of pars, and then a bunch of blue boxes, some of which have white borders around them. Let's look at the stats and then close out the video here. We got 8 pars, no eags, no birds, 7 bogeys, 2 double bogeys, and then I think we had that triple. 261 was the longest drive that happened to reach the fairway. Drive speed and average speed are 146.63, which tells me we had 1 fairway here. Yep, we only had 1 fairway, and that one happened to go 260. What else? 31 putts, 1 sand save, no mullies, 48-minute round. 4 greens, 1 fairway, and then gobbledygook over here. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching. Everybody have a wonderful day and a wonderful work week. We're running into a long weekend here, and I hope you guys get some time off at the end of this week, rolling into the weekend. Have a good one. I always appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next video.